What's up guys, it's Avery here. Everybody makes mistakes and I wholeheartedly believe in owning those mistakes that you make. But many of these mistakes in terms of our financial status and our personal finance are not our own fault. We are not taught anything throughout school. And so unlike school, pay attention to this video so you can avoid all of these money mistakes. Mistake number one, you haven't smashed the like button yet. Scroll down, do it, and also while you're there, hit that subscribe button so you can build your wealth too. Money mistake number one would be that first apartment. Typically when people get out of school, they have some money, they finally have a job and some steady income, and they're no longer working that part-time minimum wage job while they're at school. So you feel like you can spend some money on your housing, especially because you just moved from that dump living with 4 or 5 other roommates and it was extremely dirty, really disgusting. Now you want to live in a luxury apartment complex where the bathroom is yours and it's actually clean. Well, I don't think that that is in your best interest. You could be wasting a lot of money on housing. If you can, live with roommates, and even better, live at home with your parents so you can save a lot of money. If you spend $400 less on housing and invested that money, that would increase a whole heck of a lot more than making your landlord richer. And I know it's very easy to make this mistake because when you're looking on apartments.com, they put those nice luxury apartment complexes at the top of the list. Do a little bit of extra digging, wait a few more years until you have a little bit of money invested in the stock market, and then get that nice apartment. But don't waste all your money right now while you have the most amount of time for it to grow in the stock market. Money mistake number two, buying a new car. Don't buy a new car. Your car depreciates in value immediately when you drive it off of the lot, and in the first 5 years of car ownership, your car has depreciated in half. Instead, if you really need a car, buy one that is 5 years old and looks like it is in good shape, because then the previous owner will have taken on all that depreciation, and the depreciation won't be as rapid after year 5. Better yet, maybe you can ride your bike to work or use public transportation. Not only is it cheaper, but it's better for the environment, so double thumbs up for that. Money mistake number three, never looking at your bank account. I don't know why, but people are just scared of money. Everyone seems to want money, everyone seems to want nice things, but when it comes to their own personal finance and their own bank account, people are genuinely scared to look at it. They have no idea how much money is actually coming in from their job, how much is taken out of deductions for health insurance, for other types of insurance or benefits that you have at work, and how much money that you're actually spending. People feel as though if they go into the weekend and then take a deep breath, spend all this money on alcohol, on food, on trips, on whatever it is, and then don't look at their bank account come Monday morning, everything is going to be okay. That's not true. Everything will not be okay. If that is how you're living your life, you are going to live paycheck to paycheck and you're going to waste a lot of money. Make sure that you actually look at your bank account. And better yet, track every single one of your expenses. You should know exactly how much money is coming in and how much money is coming out. It's best to know what you're actually spending your money on. If it aligns with what you like in your life, then that makes sense. But if you can track your expenses and see you're spending all of this money on food that you don't even like eating, maybe you're going to cut back on that next month, and then instead of spending it on food that you don't like, you can spend it on stocks that make your money grow. I think understanding your expenses and the flow of your money is one of the most important things. So instead of all of these people complaining about spending $450 a month on Bud Lights and pizza, and then by the time they want to buy a house not having enough money, just don't do that. Save that $450 a month instead of putting it towards Bud Light and crappy pizza. Money mistake number four, and that would be not investing. Not investing your money is a terrible thing to do, especially when you're young. When you're right out of school, when you're in your 20s, this is the best time to invest. It's always the best time to invest, but it's better to do it while you're young. Time in the market will be your number one value add when it comes to investing in the stock market. An extra 10 years in the stock market is worth a whole lot more money. If you only invested for 30 years in the stock market versus 40 years in the stock market, that extra 10 years at the end of the 40 years will increase your wealth substantially. And while I talked about figuring out what you're overspending on and saving that money instead of spending it on stupid, useless things, don't just be saving. If you saved $400 a month for 40 years, that would only be $192,000. But if you instead took that $400 a month, invested it for 40 years at a 7% annual return, you would have almost $1 million. So you would have 5x'd your money with doing the same amount of work. So make sure you understand how to invest. Don't just save your money, and definitely don't overspend. Mistake number 5, and that would be only having one source of income. People go through their life, get that first job, maybe get laid off, maybe get a promotion, and continue along this corporate career path. And there's nothing wrong with that, but your company really doesn't care about you. They don't owe you anything, they will lay you off when times are tough, and they do not care whether or not you have money. They care about their bottom line. So turn it around on its head, care about your own bottom line. Make sure that you have enough income streams so that if you get fired from your job, you're still gonna feel okay. You'll have more freedom knowing that if something goes wrong in the economy or in your life, or you have to take time off of work, you're not just tied to work. You have your other sources of income that can cover your basic needs. So some great places that you can add extra sources of income while still working would be through real estate investing like I do, something like house hacking, and if you're interested in learning about that, check it out up here or in the description below. But it has allowed me to live rent-free for the last 2 years. Other things that you can do, like we've talked about, are invest in the stock market, and more specifically invest in dividends, which will allow you to earn some income. Or you could start other side hustles like an Etsy shop, Printify, selling t-shirts, or just something else on the side to earn you some extra income so that you can invest that money into other side hustles or into other investments. You've probably heard of diversifying your stock portfolio, but people often don't talk about diversifying your income streams. Diversify those income streams. Just like if one stock lost a ton of value, but you had the other stock that increased a bunch, you would be net even. If your one income stream, your active job, decreases completely or you lose it in total, but you have another income stream to offset those losses, then you're going to be net neutral. So diversify your income streams as well as that stock portfolio. Money mistake number 6, and that is getting into credit card debt. Credit cards are awesome. They can give you a lot of rewards. They can get you to travel the world for free. You can travel first class for free. You can go stay in hotels. You can get cash back. You can do a whole lot of things with credit cards if you use them wisely. But many people don't use credit cards wisely. People get into student loan debt, and then they go through the trap of having that one job, and then they spend a lot of money because they don't like that job on the weekend with credit cards because they aren't checking their bank account and they don't actually have that money. So when the time comes to pay off their credit card, they don't have it, so they accrue a balance, and then they accrue a 20 to 30% interest rate on that balance, which is a crazy amount of money. Essentially, when you're paying for something that you don't even want, you're earning that credit card company a ton of money. So do not get into credit card debt. Use credit cards wisely and not against your advantage. Credit cards can be very good, but they can also be very bad if you do not know how to use them. Money mistake number 7, and I know this one is going to be hotly debated, but that would be spending $20, $30, $40, up to $100,000 on your wedding day. Do not overspend on your wedding day. It is not necessarily the best thing that you can do. Yes, marriage is great. It is a union of two people, but I personally can't comprehend spending that much money on one single day without getting a cash flowing asset in return. Now, I'm hoping that your spouse is an asset to you and you're an asset to them and you make a great partnership and that's why you're marrying them. But spending that much money on something that has a 50% chance of not surviving is not really the best thing to do. So maybe think about spending a little bit less money on that particular wedding day so that you can put some of that money to use elsewhere and help your relationship grow instead of being divorced because you have some marital problems or you have some financial marital problems, which is the number one cause of why many people get divorced is money problems. So instead of spending all of that money on your wedding day, save some of that money so you don't have those money problems. So personally, I'm not married, but my plan would be to fly to that destination where you're gonna have that honeymoon anyway, and then have the photographer and the person that's going to be marrying you as your witnesses for your wedding, enjoy your honeymoon, and get to that honeymoon destination with your credit card reward travel points so that you're flying and potentially staying there for free. And then after that, go home because you've saved a bunch of money, you were able to buy a new house and put a down payment down, have a bangin' barbecue in your backyard with your family and only with friends that you actually care about and want to see you succeed in life. So that would be my plan, and I think that sounds awesome because I get everything I want out of it. I get the spouse, who I absolutely love. I get the vacation, I get it for free because I've learned how to use credit card points, and then I have the awesome party in my new asset with my family and with my friends. Those are today's 7 mistakes that you should not make while you're young, while you're in your 20s, and there are many more that you could potentially make. But I think the biggest mistake that you can make in terms of finances is being financially illiterate. Educate yourself on finances. Pick up some books. I have some in the description below that you could read that will help you on your journey towards personal finance and being more financially literate. Watch some of my videos that'll help you understand finances and things that you can do in order to build your wealth. The worst thing that you can do is not understand your money. Don't have that mindset of not looking at your bank account because you're scared of it. Understand money so that you can use it as a wealth building tool instead of a tool to fight with your spouse. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video and got a good understanding of what some mistakes that you could potentially make that you shouldn't. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Share with your friends so other people don't make these mistakes as well. Thanks again for watching, and hope to see you guys next time.